Yo, what's going on? So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down a exercise slash drill that I came up with last week. That's going to be able to help you guys out with probing on certain keywords, emotional keywords, things like that. So that way you don't ever have to use a script. You can always just go scriptless, right? So I came up with this keyword listening drill because I believe it was 2 weeks ago when I was role playing, or I heard a role play between two setters, and one of them we purposely told them to spit out some stuff, right? Like say like, hey, my body's emotionally, it's been taxed right from my job and it's draining. And the person who was role playing as a setter wasn't able to pick up on that. And instead of probing deeper on that, they went into something else saying, okay, cool, what's your goal, right? Which doesn't make any sense at all because they're literally telling you how to sell them, right? And if you don't dive deep on those emotional pain points, they're not going to feel the need to open up to you, right? Which will then basically desell them. So came up with this keyword listening drill. How it works is there's basically 10 sentences here, and each one of them has like a few emotional keywords in it. And what we're going to do is we're going to basically, so for example, this one, right? Like, I'm just so frustrated. Frustrated is an emotional keyword with how things are going lately. I feel like I'm putting in the effort, but not seeing the results I want. So what we're going to do is underline the words that are emotional. So frustrated, and I feel like I'm putting in the effort, but not seeing the results I want. So those are emotional keywords, but the thing that we want to probe on is the thing that we're going to highlight. So for example, with how things are going lately. The reason why I highlighted this is because they're frustrated with how things are going lately, right? And because of how things are going lately, they feel like they're putting in the effort, but not seeing the results they want. So that tells me, okay, well, how are things going lately, right? That's the thing. I like to think of this as an equation, right? Because frustrated, boom, let's just say in a math problem, right? Let's just say frustrated is X. I feel like I'm putting the effort, but not seeing the results I want is Y. So X plus Y equals how things are going lately, right? Which is the answer. So now number two, I've been feeling really overwhelmed. Underline this. This is an emotional keyword. Like I'm constantly under pressure. Another emotional keyword to perform, but never getting any recognition. So I've been feeling really overwhelmed. Like I'm constantly under pressure to perform, but never. So what you could do here is you could just step out and just say, yeah, I mean, what do you mean by that, right? To the whole sentence that they just said, instead of probing deeper on one word. Or if I was to probe deeper on a word, I would go, yeah, I mean, what's making you like I'm under pressure? I mean, yeah, like pressure. Like, what do you mean by pressure? Right? And then dive deeper on that. And if I wasn't to like clarify the whole sentence. Now, number three, and keep in mind, you can pause this video to do it yourself as well. But yeah, number three, I'm honestly a bit lost right now. I want clarity in a better direction of my life. So lost, underline, I want clarity in better direction of my life. So also another thing too is, so for example, this is saying I want clarity. So this is obviously goal state, right? They're saying I want this, right? In a better direction in my life. Yes, you can probe on it, but the thing is if you do, you're going to go in the goal state instead of staying deeper in a pain state, which is where you need to be in order for them to feel their emotions, make them realize their situation. And then so that way they can actually change towards the end of the setting call. Because if not, they're just going to be in fairyland thinking everything's good and that they can basically pretty much do it on your own. So it's going to bite you in the ass later on. So what you want to do is I dive deeper on, yeah, I mean, what's making you feel a bit lost right now at the moment, right? Or lost? Like, what do you mean by that? I probe deeper on that. So let's highlight this. And then let's also highlight this one too. Okay, cool. Now, number four, I feel trapped in my current job. So trapped is a huge one. Goodness gracious. It's not giving me any freedom or sense of purpose. So I feel like it's not giving me. So trapped, this is the equal sign to any freedom or sense of purpose. So this is a goal at the same time. So you could say like, yeah, like what is that freedom or sense of purpose that you're looking for, right? That would take you in a goal state. What I want to do is I'd say, what do you mean by you're trapped in your current job? Or how do you mean by that, right? Now that's going to keep me in a pain state, right? So the whole point of this drill is for you guys to stay in pain state, and the goal, stay in pain state to make them realize their situation. That's the whole point. And this will then help you guys be able to, I know I'm showing you guys that you guys visually see it, but once you guys are on these calls, you'll be able to actually, and you hear it, you guys will be able to actually see it in your mind. I've been stuck in the same place for years. I'm hungry for growth and some kind of breakthrough. I've been stuck, underline that. I'm hungry for growth and some kind of breakthrough. So this is goals. This is pain, right? I've been stuck in the same place for years. You can honestly dive deeper on years. How long have you been feeling stuck? But, or, again, the goal is stay right. I'm hungry for growth. What kind of breakthrough are you looking for? But the main thing I probe on first is stuck, right? What do you mean by you're stuck? Stuck? How do you mean by that? Right? Cool. Number six, I'm starting to feel really burnt out. Oh my God, it's a huge one. Let me move my face up really. Starting to feel really burnt out. The daily grind is just killing my motivation. It's another one. So burnt out. So the grind is the reason why they're feeling burnt out, right? The daily grind is killing their motivation. So I'd say I'm starting to feel really burnt out. You could say, what do you mean by burnout? Or you could say, what do you mean by the daily grind is killing your motivation? Right? I would honestly probe on this whole sentence. You could probe deeper on, I was thinking about probing deeper on like, what does a daily grind look like? You could do that. Yeah. What does a daily grind look like? Right? That's me killing your motivation. But to get the whole sentence, you could say, like, yeah, I mean, what do you mean by it's killing your motivation? Or the whole thing, right? What do you mean by that? Now, number 7, it's been so discouraging, like that, to keep trying and not see any progress. I'm starting to doubt myself. It's a huge thing. It's been so discouraging to keep trying and not see any progress. I'm starting to doubt myself. Well, I mean, what have you been doing, right? Um, I'd honestly probe deeper on this. What do you mean keep trying what? Like keep trying what specifically? Like I'd honestly to this one, I'd say like, yeah, how do you mean by that? Or what do you mean? I wouldn't probe on like a specific word, but yeah, because this is just, it's kind of vague. So yeah, number 8, what I really want is freedom, more control over my time, and to stop living in survival mode. Freedom, that's goal state. So what I really want, these are all goals, right? Goals. What I want is to stop living in survival mode. Ooh, this is very easy. So I would obviously probe deeper on what do you mean like that you're living in survival mode? Obviously, right? Because what they want is this. What they're currently experiencing is this. Stop living in survival mode. Well, what does survival mode look like to you? What is survival mode to you? What do you mean by survival mode? Right? And then number 9, I'm tired of feeling so uncertain all the time. I want something that gives me more security and peace of mind. I'm tired of so uncertain. I want something that gives me more security. Obviously, goals, right? And peace of mind. Well, what do you mean by you're feeling uncertain, right? Or what's going on with that? How do you mean by that? So I would probe deeper on this one. Pain, goal, right? I want something that gives me more security and peace of mind. And 10, lately I've been feeling disconnected, like I'm just going through the motions, feeling disconnected, like I'm just going through the motions without any meaning or real drive. Oh, this is huge. Lately I've been feeling disconnected, equal sign, right? I'm not saying this is the equal sign, but like I'm just going through the motions without any meaning or real drive. So this is the cause, this is the effect, right? Because they don't have any meaning or real drive, they've been feeling disconnected. So I dive deeper on, okay, well, I mean, like, what do you mean? Um, what do you mean without any meaning or real drive? Like, how do you mean by that? Break that down to me, right? So then, obviously, once you go down this whole path, you can then switch it to the goal state, right? So it's like, okay, or let me draw something out for you guys. Okay, so not sure if you guys can see me, but this is what I meant. So as to that sentence, lately I've been feeling disconnected, like I'm just going through the motions without any meaning or real drive. So this is what I mean, right? Without the meaning and drive, that's the reason why they're feeling disconnected, right? So this is the cause, and this is the effect, right? So their cause is they don't feel any meaning or real drive, which is why they feel disconnected. So what we have to do is we have to figure out, okay, well, what's causing them to not have any meaning or real drive there, right? If I don't know if they're talking about the job. I mean, this is just a sentence, but I'm assuming it's the job, right? Well, what at the job is making you not feel you have meaning there, right? Or that you don't have the drive there anymore, like you used to, right? So you basically just want to probe deeper on this, pretty much. All right. So what I mean by this is everything highlighted in green is the cause, and the underline is the effect. So how things are going lately is the cause. The effect is them feeling frustrated, not putting the effort, yada yada. Under pressure is the cause. Feeling overwhelmed and not getting recognition is the effect. Feeling a bit lost right now is the cause. Obviously, we have to dive deeper, more into the cause of why they're feeling lost. But essentially, whatever you figure behind this is the effect of them wanting clarity in a better direction in life, right? I feel trapped in my current job is the cause. No, not getting the freedom, sense of purpose is the effect. So it's the same thing for the rest, right? The green is the cause. The underline is the effect. So I really hope this drill does help you guys out. I know it's helped out other people before. And I used to do not this exact drill, but I used to have ChatGPT come up with sentences like this, and I figure out which I want to probe on specifically when I was setting, and then when I was setting full time, and then when I was closing. Right. So if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to write them down in the description below, or shoot me a DM on Instagram.